Come on, let's take a little walk through the neighborhood and see who we meet. Oh, who are the people in your neighborhood? In your neighborhood, in your neighborhood. Say, who are the people in your neighborhood? The people that you meet each day.
Well, good afternoon, neighbors.
Good afternoon.
Who are the people in your neighborhood? Who are they? Earlier this week, we interviewed a postman. We had a very interesting topic of discussion. It's one of our neighbors. Today, we're featuring an artist. And many of you know our featured artist today is Lucy. And that's why you're here. You're big fans of Lucy. Well, we're delighted, Lucy, that you decide to spend the afternoon with us. And look out here. Look at all the love that's here. Your fans. Lucy, you have lived at Shorehaven for about 4 years. And she and I go way back. 3 years back. When I first started working here, I got to know Lucy. And I didn't know who she was related to. But the story keeps getting better and better. But what I was fascinated about Lucy was her love of family, her love of her faith, and then there was a bonus. I discovered that she's a talented artist. And so here at Shorehaven, we have hidden treasures. And the best part of my job is getting to know each and every one of you and discovering your life story, the impactful life that you're living. And your life story is worth telling. And so that is how Who Are the People in the Neighborhood was born. So thank you so much for spending the afternoon with us. Lucy, it's a daughter, a wife, a mother of 6, she's from a family of 6. She was one of 6 siblings. And she is a mother of 2, Patty and Chuck, who are both here. She's also a grandmother of, is it 6 or 7, Lucy?
Grandchildren.
7. And you told me you're a Gigi of 16 great-grandchildren. Did I get that right? Yeah. Gigi is, yeah. So, and not only that, she is a talented artist. And so, Lucy, again, thank you for being here. And we're just going to have a conversation. We want to get to know you. And
all right.
thank you. So, Lucy and I are just going to have a conversation about life, love, and faith, and a little bit about artwork, right?
Yes.
And then we might turn the table around and have you ask Lucy a few questions. Do you mind if the audience asks you a few questions after we have our conversation together? Because they might want to know about your art career and you as a mom and a woman and as a resident, as a neighbor of theirs living here.
It was in the, I was seeing a journal in the newspaper about me talking about artwork, and it's not easy to do it anymore because I'm a housewife. I do all kinds of other things. Well, I'm so glad that everybody came.
Lucy says she's so glad that you are all here. I am too. At an early age, your artistic flair was very evident.
Yes.
Can you tell us about when you were in grade school, how you got started drawing?
Yes. The first thing that I did was get some paper and a pencil, and I was waiting for the time to go so I could go to school, because I was going to go and draw at school. I don't know what got that in my mind, but that's what I was going to do. And my father says, what is she doing? And my mother says she's getting ready to go to school, and she thinks that that's what she's got to do is draw pictures. And my father just kind of like drew back, and he didn't say anything. And he says, well, what's she going to do? What kind of pictures is she going to draw? My mother says, ask her. So I don't know, I guess something came in my head and I said, I'm gonna draw a picture of my little sister.
So this was in grade school. She said she had paper and pencil. She had a very humble start in her career
Yes.
where she would just draw at school. Now, what did your teacher do with your drawing that you sketch on paper?
Well, what she did was she realized that I can be used for all kinds of things, especially posters, like when they want to have a dance or something in the school, that I should go do some kind of
Yeah.
a dance, draw some kind of a dance.
So that was in
That would be in, that would be in what everybody was looking for.
right.
And
Kind of
so-
like the flyer that we had on the event today. You drew, and this was in high school. There was a high school dance, and you
Yeah.
drew the poster for the dance.
And so anyway, that's what I used to do.
Okay.
Draw a kind of a dance, bunch of people dancing,
Okay.
and then we would put it out in the hallway, or they could come in the room and take a look at it too, so they know what's what. Anyway, but we had a kind of like a free-for-all.
Okay. Okay.
Anyway, I thought it was.
Lucy, you told me that you had paper and pencil, pretty much it, when you were in elementary school, but
Yeah.
you lived across the street from a friend who had crayons.
Yes.
Tell us about that.
Okay. She was a young person, and she had older brothers and sisters. I don't know how many they were, but she was my age, and so we would just kind of like sit around and draw something or think of something to draw, and then anyway, but she had crayons and all kinds of things that they would buy her because she was younger than they all were. And I said to her, I said, you've got all these pencils and crayon and everything. You can do so much with all of that. And she said, that's okay. She says, you do the drawing and I'll do the talking.
But what did she do with them when they got dull?
A what?
When the crayons they weren't sharp anymore, then what happened to them?
Oh, she was going to, well, she asked me, she says, do you know how to sharpen this stuff? I says, yeah, you can sharpen it, but I said, you maybe wouldn't want to do it that way. I says, go use the pencil sharpener. That's all I knew.
Okay.
The pencil sharpener.
I remember you sharing with me that you took those dull crayons and you were able to add colors to your drawing. It was from your friend's crayon box that she didn't want anymore because they went dull, but you found a use for broken crayons, didn't you?
Yeah.
You added colors, to add colors to your drawing.
But they got used to it, and then they would say, we're going to have a dance, Lucy.
Okay.
How about making a poster? I said, okay, what do you want me to put in it? So they told me, and I
Okay.
did it.
You designed a poster for the dance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so that's how it went all the time, all the way up to high school.
Okay.
And so that's what I did.
Yeah.
I just drew. That's all I do. And but it was something to be part of.
Something to be proud of because you were
Well-
producing quality work.
Yeah.
Everybody wanted your drawings.
Yeah, but it was okay. It was.
Oh, you're being humble.
Yeah.
Okay, so you don't like that so close, huh?
I might bite it.
Well, I don't even know if it's on anymore, actually.
That's-
It is. You're here. You can hear her.
Okay.
So Lucy, so I was wondering.
I didn't show my father my artwork because I was afraid that he was going to criticize it. because he's the one that didn't even want me to draw, and he didn't want me to do, I don't know what he wanted,
Yeah.
but that's what it was like.
Yeah.
And when I would show him something, he'd say, "Oh, what good is it?
Aw.
So what? You're drawing." Yeah, and you're drawing. And I said, "Well, I'm just showing you, in
Yeah.
case you might want to know what I'm drawing."
Right, right. Lucy, so tell us if you, so you just enjoy doing it and you had a natural ability, God-given ability to create your pieces. Did you have any formal training? Did you go to art school?
No,
Okay. Wow, natural talent, folks.
no, I didn't go to art school
Yeah.
because that takes time.
It takes time, and you started a family, didn't you? And
Yeah.
so your priorities shifted.
Yeah.
Do you have any funny stories to tell us about Patty or Chuck? They're squirming in their seats right now.
I didn't even know that Chuck could even draw, and he made a beautiful poster for me when I was going to go through all this, and he made a beautiful poster.
Oh, so the talent passed on to the next generation.
Yes, and the little ones will say, "Look what I drew, Gigi." My name was Gigi then. You
They
know.
call you Gigi.
Yeah.
Can I show?
Sure.
Can I show them one of your prized possession?
Yeah.
This is to Gigi Lucy Love James. She often tells me about how the artistry.
Yeah.
She recognizes it in her great grandchildren, how talented they are, and this is proof. So I don't know how old James was in this, when he drew this, but Gigi is so proud, and I am not surprised she brought this up just now, because she's told me several times. And Chuck also drew,
Yeah.
but you recently had a revelation. You said you had a vision of your mom
Yeah.
doing an art project. Can you tell us about that?
I don't know what it was, but she took a piece of paper and put that on a hard seat cover,
Okay.
and she drew something, but I don't think I remember what it was. And so I said to her mom, I said, "What do you do?" She says, "I need to have a cover for one of our chairs."
Okay.
So that's why I'm doing that.
Okay.
And I said, "It looks nice." Well, she says, "We'll see, okay?" So she went and drew it, and then after that, that little one drew that picture. And then I said, "Ma, look at this, he drew that because you were drawing."
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, we kind of like passed it on to each other, and we did what we could, and that was it.
So your mom had an artistic flair to her as well, and
Yes.
you got it from your mom.
Yes.
And now we see James and Chuck, and I don't know all your grandkids' names, but she
yeah.
has a gallery of kids' art in her apartment that she treasures. So they're all on display. So
Yeah.
maybe there'll be another artist in the next generation. But I want to bring it back to you though, because the spotlight is on you right now. So we went through grade school, and you were drawing, and then in high school you did some projects for the dance
Yeah.
poster. Then you met your husband, got married, and started a family. So
Yeah.
that you were busy. That took you away from your first love of art,
Well,
creating art.
The newspaper would want me to give the article that I would go ahead and draw, even though I'm doing the posters or whatever.
Yeah. Can we talk about this a little bit?
Yes.
This
you
was
can.
after then Chuck and Patty's. You're a grandma at this point. This
Yeah.
is from 2000, the year 2000,
Yeah.
and you were sketching portraits of all of your grandkids.
Yep.
What medium was this? Was this pencil and
it
paper?
was the pencil.
Okay,
The pencil.
pencil and paper. So each of the grandchildren got a portrait of them, and the newspaper got a wind of it. Is this
Yeah.
Brookfield newspaper?
I don't think so. I think we were still living in
Brookfield. The Renee saying this was a Brookfield Press.
Oh,
So the
maybe it is.
article is titled "A Return to Art," and I think that's one of Lucy's journey. She
Yeah.
took a break from her first love to raise a family,
Yeah.
and now that she's a grandmother, she started sketching portraits of her grandchildren, and it was newspaper worthy, so they did an article on Lucy, and this is a picture of all of her grandkids holding
Yeah.
their portrait that she made for them. The article was "A Return to Art." So she got back to her first love. I'm gonna have this up here. I invite you to come up and take a look at this or read the article at the end. And that's something to brag about.
I have a question. Was your art reference crayon or pencil or ink?
Yeah.
What was the reference?
So these portraits were done with what, Lucy? Did you,
Pencil.
pencil. Pencil.
I use an art pencil.
An art pencil. Good question. All right.
And
And then, oh, go ahead.
And then when I would do that, they said, "Wow, you should just go ahead and use some color." I
Yeah.
said, "Maybe I will."
We have several pieces here. I think I'm going to let that guide our conversation.
Yes.
So this one, Chuck came in here very proud of this. And so,
Oh yeah.
can you tell us a little bit about this one? Is this pencil as well?
That's pencil, yes.
Okay. Tell us about this piece.
Well, what I did was, every time I would talk to the girls, the ones that come from a wealthy family.
You talking about your friends? Girls
Well,
meeting
they're
friends?
just, we were just all together
Okay.
at that time. And anyway, I said, what kind of a horse do you hop on? And she said, I just get on the horse and get going. Oh, I said, well, what about this picture here? Would that be something? Yeah, she said, that's great, that really is. And then when I would show one of those girls, they would say, oh, that looks like the horse that I rode the other day.
Yeah. So you did this off your memory. Did you have a photo that you were drawing off of, or just what you
Yeah.
envisioned in your
It's
head?
off my memory.
Oh, wow. You should see the
Because
details of this.
I went and did the picture. I said, well, I'll do the picture and see what they say about it.
I'm looking for a date. Looks like it's December 1990? No?
No.
48. So you must have been in high school at that
Yeah,
time.
high school.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
And the owner of this photo or picture? Chuck has this in his house.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, he
Prized
does.
possession. Somebody had a hand up.
Can I just bring it back here?
Sure.
Show everybody. Some
Yeah.
people are like, hold it
Yeah,
up.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Because we can't see.
All right. So,
If you guys can see.
let's talk about this piece back here.
Okay.
Your daughter Patty brought this in, and she was
Yeah,
very,
she-
very proud of this piece as well.
Yeah.
Talk to us a little bit about this.
Well, I don't know what I was doing with the sheep, but one of the pastors said that was very nice. That was very nice for something.
It looks like a sunset.
But it's the sky
Mm-hmm.
has got the red, and then there's a sheep eating, and
Okay.
so anyway, and he came and thanked me for it, and I thought, I know what that's all about. Okay.
I was looking to see if there's a date back here. I don't see a date, but I love the verse reference, "My sheep hear my voice," by Lucy Hejenian. That's a
Yeah.
beautiful title. This is pretty light too. Do you mind, Patty, if I pass this around? Okay.
That was from the late 1980s.
1980s, Lucy.
Bill Ward.
Is that a sunset or a sunrise?
And those girls were.
Let's
and-
show Lucy.
And those girls were so happy that
Yeah.
they were riding a horse, and
Lucy, do you remember if you drew a sunset or a sunrise in that one?
I don't remember what it was. All I knew is I'd like to have the color in there, so I did it that way. Yeah. So you can be either way
Yeah.
if you want.
Okay, these are very lifelike. I mean, this one right here, Lucy, this must be oil. I could be wrong. What did you use? What did you use on this piece?
Let me see. Oh yeah, that was actually watercolor. You know how you get them in the little
Okay.
tiny holes, and
And what was your inspiration for this piece? What was it from?
that's from my mother's garden,
Her mother's garden.
and she. And that's what I liked in that garden, so I said to my mother, "That's my garden now, Mom." She said, "Okay, that's all right." So then I told her that that's my garden now.
Looks like a summer garden because these are summer annuals. Do you recognize the flowers? Petunias. What are the silver ones? What are they called?
He liked it though.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
liked it.
Beautiful. Okay. All right, so we do have a portrait that Lucy drew. We don't have the grandkids, but we have one of her original ones. And this is a drawing of Patty. You're right, Patty. I wonder how old she was.
I don't remember that. I had to ask her, "Who's this?" I said.
Patty was 6 years old when you drew this. Did she sit still for you?
Yeah, she did.
She did?
Yeah. They knew I was serious.
Beautiful. Adorable. What do you know about this piece back here with the flower in the vase?
That one, what I did was, I did it small, and then I made it big for my place where I'm living, and so it fits real nice on the wall there.
It's a nice one from your
Yeah.
apartment. I know that.
And then of course the flowers, I can make a flower because I grew up with my mother and her beautiful garden all the
Yeah.
time. It's always
Yeah.
looking so nice.
I wanted to spotlight one other thing that Lucy did as an artist, and then I'll turn the mic to some of you. You might have questions for her. She's really good at drawing people, but look at how good she is at drawing animals. So Lucy, tell us about this part in your career. Because this looks like kind of like an advertisement with your phone number. Were people hiring you to do their animals?
Yes, they did. They did all of them. And then this one was my dog. So I put my dog on there too, and then all these others. And I even went to the stores where the fellows worked, or they ran some kind of a animal.
Like a pet store or a pet?
Yeah, like
okay.
a pet store. And I said, we used to have a cat like that, and we would catch mice.
Okay.
And then I told him about this, and then he said, that's all. But I said, you just run the store. I said, what do you do? What do you have? So he told me, I said, I'm gonna get some of that stuff, because my mom and dad still have some mice in the basement. But that's a dog.
Okay, so this dog's name is Sandy.
Yeah,
Whose dog is that?
that's my father's dog.
Sandy.
My father's dog.
Beautiful.
Very nice.
So at this time, can they ask you questions about your artwork or your life? Is that okay, Lucy?
Yeah, I think everything's okay. I don't know how they're seeing
Okay.
it all.
Does anyone have questions for Lucy?
I had the privilege of dining with Lucy every day, and I've never heard her talk so much before.
Oh, you gotta get her on the right topic.
I think she's really enjoying it.
You're enjoying this?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's very passionate about her artwork and, like I said, her family, and so
Yeah,
Gordon's enjoying hearing about your life story.
yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
Thank you, Gordon. And we have a couple neighbors of Lucy here. Eunice, and did I hear somebody else was a neighbor? Were you guys neighbors, Dave?
yes.
Were you all from Milwaukee, Tulsa, or?
Oh, in Hillside.
Oh, Hillside. Okay, that kind of neighbor. But Eunice. But Eunice actually you lived across the street from Lucy.
In Milwaukee.
Yeah, yeah. Can you tell any stories about Patty and Chuck? I want the juicy stuff, no one's talking. Well, I do know that the couple times I met Chuck is a dentist, right?
Oh, yes.
He's a dentist. You know how dentists like puts all that stuff in your mouth? And then he asks you a question and you can't answer? Well, Chuck tells jokes.
Good idea.
And I actually want to discuss an audition because he's offered to come tell jokes at one of our programs, but I have to filter it first.
Yeah.
So, but he wasn't shy about telling me that that's his talent, is telling funny jokes, right, Chuck?
Yeah.
Do any of the family members want to add any cute stories about Lucy? Oh, of course, the jokester's coming up. This is Chuck, folks.
Don't
Lucy's,
get up.
Lucy's firstborn.
The spoiled one. My sister will say that. I got all the attention.
I gotta be to dinner at 5.
You don't have any place to go, do you? One of the things I want to point out is when my mom was doing this phenomenal artwork, the teachers would take her work home and they wouldn't bring it back. It was so good. The art teachers, they kept her artwork. And she wanted to go to 1948, this is, way before your time. And she graduated from high school and she wanted to go on to art school. But in 1948, women were not, my grandfather said, what kind of job? They won't hire a woman back then. You need to go work in the factory. So my mom did that. She went and worked in the factory and the talent lay latent until I came along and my sister, we inspired her to keep drawing and things like that. But this is a generational thing. Her mother used to knit just beautiful Afghans with bright, brilliant colors. So there's a genetic component that keeps coming on down. And I want to say Eunice here, who lived on 66th Street, right across the street from us, and I haven't seen her since 1965. Here I am meeting her again. This is quite a reunion.
Small world.
But I do have a story. I was like 5 years old and I had a crush on her daughter.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear what he said about my daughter.
He had a crush on your daughter. Did you know that?
Yeah. Wendy.
Yeah.
Wendy. And the way I showed that was I had little dirt balls and I would throw it across the street.
You didn't see her, she was here.
Oh yeah, you missed her by like 2 days. She was here. Oh, now I know the juicy secrets.
Oh, I'm so sorry she left.
Anyway, thank you for honoring my mom.
Oh, thank you, Chuck. Any other questions, any other comments, any other stories about Lucy?
I just walk around and look.
Sure, anything.
Yeah.
Oh, Cheryl?
Did you ever think about doing commercial art?
Oh, did you ever thought about doing commercial art? Cheryl wants to know.
Commercial art.
Yeah?
Greeting
I
cards?
can't remember.
Like greeting cards or
Yeah.
billboards?
Oh, I know one thing, though, that when I was drawing, when I was drawing the posters, it would be the men teachers that would come around and ask about the one that they want, you know.
They wanted to keep them too. They wanted to take them home, right?
Yes, they did. But I told them I could always draw another one if you would just be patient.
So you gave them away.
Yeah, I did.
Okay. Well, who's this young lady?
This young lady she's the one that knows the two little boys.
Right.
Knows the two little boys that started calling me Gigi.
Yeah. So I'm James's mom, but more importantly, I'm Gigi Lucy's granddaughter. I'm number 4 out of the 7. right?
Yeah.
So my story that I want to share about your art
Yeah.
is that when we started to figure out that Grandma was doing art again, we would ask her for artwork for our birthdays or Christmas. So the picture that you saw with all of our portraits that she drew, that was a big deal, a Christmas present, and we all opened them at the same time. It was a big surprise for us, and she had been working months on them. And then that was our Christmas present. And then I know that I asked for a Patches, which was their dog growing up, my mom and dad, and we all have a weird attachment to this dog we never met. And then I also had her do a portrait of my pet bunnies. One who had passed and one was still alive. So she put them together in one picture, and it's really cool because we have, now that picture is in James's room, along with another picture that she painted, Woods, that I found in her basement when she moved here, and I took that. And then in my youngest son, Paul, who's not very artistic, but he thinks he's an artist anyway, so we're gonna keep letting him believe that, is he has Patches in his bedroom. So even though we are older and we all have our kids now, Gigi Lucy's art is still all around in our homes and all in our kids' rooms, so, right?
Yeah. Wow.
Yes.
You mentioned she spent months working on the portraits of the grandchildren. Did she have reference photos for those, or did she do them all from memory?
Yeah, no, she had reference photos. I was in 8th grade, so that was a really good year for me look-wise, you know, was in those awkward teen stages. But she did a great job of capturing all of us, and she did Uncle Chuck and Aunt Mary Kay and my mom and dad. So we all have portraits that she drew, right?
What a gift that is, Lucy. Yeah. Treasure gift.
Over here.
She raised those two kids.
Oh, okay, Angel?
I wanted to know, and I probably, every artist gets this question asked, did you enjoy being an artist or the act of doing the picture?
Oh.
When you're doing the picture,
They want to know if you enjoy being an artist,
Yeah.
or do you enjoy the process of drawing a picture or creating the art?
Well, I like to see if I could do it. And when I get it done, then I'm real happy about it.
Yeah. Did you hear that, Angel?
yes. Very good.
If no one else has any questions, or Patty, you don't have any additional remarks, I'd like to close this down so that you can come and enjoy her artwork up close, and we have refreshment and cookies for all of you. Any other questions?
Only a thank you.
Oh, only a thank you, a huge thank you. How about a round of applause?